it. It's so different. I didn't know a lipstick could get me this excited, but it did. It really, really did. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am Britt, creator of The Style Shaker, your guide to cleaner, greener, now bluer, basically better for you beauty, skincare, and beyond. I try these products out for you and share my honest reviews so you have a better idea, hopefully, of what to buy and more importantly, potentially what not to buy. I'm doing a Get Ready With Me featuring Mob Beauty, which is a new to me brand. I'm so excited to try this out. This is the look that I pulled together. So you're going to cut to my face with no makeup, a little makeup on, and watch me pull this together. I purchased these products. No one's paying me to say any of the following. We're getting my honest feedback, my real-time first impressions, as always. So if you like getting that kind of thing and you want to keep seeing more of it, support the channel and hit the like button. It really makes such a huge difference. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, let's get into the makeup. I have all of the Mob Beauty, everything that I just unpacked from this box in front of me. This brand is just bringing some real eco-friendliness to the market and I'm a fan of it. So I will have reviews for these. I don't know how I'm gonna do this yet because there's a lot of products. I ended up filling up one of their palettes. That was the approach I took. So I created my own little palette. There are so many options on the site and I ended up with these guys and they're a little bit darker. I think I was just excited about fall potentially getting here. I also did purchase 2 lip products. I left them on the windowsill and one of them kind of melted a little bit. So that's great. Face is prepped. I am wearing, by the way, for foundation, I've been using my sponge a lot more, guys. It's what I've been doing. I've been combining, I always combine, so that's nothing new, but for the face, I prepped it with everything that I normally do, and then I applied a little bit of complexion coverage because things are a little bit red right now, and I'm exploring the reasons why, because they don't really fully know. So we're checking it out. We're looking into it. But I have a combo of the Air Perez foundation, which is really just beautiful. I've been using it more and more. And then on top of that, I put the Han CC cream, which I'm almost out of. Man, I wish they had refills available. But that is what is giving me this. I also have the Kinship SPF underneath of it. And I think we can just get started. Oh, one more thing. I did put the Ilia mascara on my lashes. I wasn't going to apply mascara until after I put on this eyeliner, but I am testing, or I actually needed a couple of extra pictures there, so I had to put it on. I had to. I had to. What do we want to start with? Okay, what do I want to start with? Like, a part of me just wants to start with lips, but that's reverse. So there is really no technical order here. I will go in with the liner. The scariest one. I purchased the black eyeliner and I also purchased a blue shadow, which is not technically an eyeliner, but I wanted to use it as if it were an eyeliner down the line. I'm not going to do that for this, and I can just use it all over the lid for like a really bold blue eye, which I kind of love too. I'm using the Sigma brush it's the eyeliner brush, very narrow tip. Probably could use narrower, but I don't have it. And this is E05. I've wet the brush. I'm touching the palette. It's happening. I'm a little nervous. I don't do a lot of powder liner. And this brush seems to be fraying a little. So I think this is going to be really interesting. I'm going to do the wing, or attempt to. Here we go. Okay, my brush isn't wet enough. Really not that hard, and I did it one-handed, single-handed. I just went over it to see if it would move or shift. It did not. We'll see if it holds up, but that was easier than I expected. I'm gonna go finish up off camera and then I'll be right back. And really good pigment, as you can hopefully tell. I keep doing this, like you're gonna look at it differently on this side than this side, so I don't know, bear with me. So for shadows, there's this eggplant pear, which is sort of the purple side. I have mostly mattes. I'm big into mattes. The swatching of these, I noticed that the mattes didn't pay off as well as the shimmer shadow that I have on my arm. It's just my arm. I have one shimmer, which is sort of like a lighter purple next to the darker purple. I have navy black, I have brown, and then sort of an oaky taupey color. And I think I want to go with the browns today. We're going to go with the warms, the browns, chestnuts, whatever you want to call it. There's so many fun random names for this thing, for these colors. I remember working in the stores. I was at Neiman Marcus for 10 years, not in the stores, I was in the buying office for most of it, and then online. But when I was in the stores, we would get deliveries every year, you know, and the names on these things, it was like ochre and gunmetal, and they had the best names, but it was really confusing when you were just trying to either look it up or punch it into the POS system. Anyway, I'm going in with the dark brown here. Let's see how this manages in the crease. I'm using a more narrow brush. This is rubbed off. I think it's E13. I don't know. Barely touched. I just want to show you this. So I barely touched this to the crease. I haven't blended yet, so don't judge. You can judge, whatever. Really good payoff. And I did prime with concealer and I set it with the powder. Very light priming. Let's just try and blend the crease out here and have fun with it. Nice. It's a really nice, rich brown shadow. It adhered really well to the eye. The wear test is key in these things, but so far so good. I'm putting some more in the outer corner. I'm not a very complicated makeup wearer, if you haven't noticed. I just don't do complicated makeup. I don't know how to do complicated makeup, but more importantly, I mean, I guess I've learned a little bit along the way, but I actually like really simple makeup. I like for my skin to look great, so I don't have to spend too much time on makeup. And then if I'm going out, I'm either talking with a friend or, you know, getting ready. I love that getting ready part, and then everything gets really complicated, but it's only because I'm really just having fun. So anyway, I don't know why I just told you all of that, but I did. Pretty great payoff. Let's do the other eye. I recently, as in yesterday, rewatched Romy and Michelle's high school reunion. So I'm feeling the very strong crease at the moment. I'm feeling the 90s of it all. It's one of my favorite movies. It's a ridiculous movie, amazing. I debated about doing this video, to be honest, to do just, you know, a little chit chat, get ready with me kind of thing. Debated on it because I feel like there's just so much going on right now in the news, in the world. You know, I had just gotten off, this is, sorry, I'm gonna cut myself off here, but this is the Kjaer Weis Cream Eyeshadow Blush Brush. Hello, I can talk. I'm gonna use this with the lighter color, just see how that goes on. So anyway, I was talking to my mom and my mom was talking about all the fun things in the news. Yay, not so yay. And wow, that's beautiful. Oh, I am for being informed. I've certainly been known to sort of flamingo and just like put my head in the sand for a second or two, because I have a tendency to want to solve problems. And so when I see the problems, I try to figure out how to solve them. And then I realize, I can't really solve the climate crisis right now, but I can recycle this. So that's one thing I can do that makes me feel good. That's kind of my process anyway. So I was thinking about, how do I talk about makeup right now when everything is going on and it's just crazy, right? It's a crazy freaking time. It occurred to me that stuff is still going to be going on. I am not ignoring the fact that there is stuff happening outside in this world that is wild and nuts, but there's also stuff that's happening that's beautiful and wonderful. I think it's important to acknowledge both, and sometimes for me, it's okay to just sit here and do my makeup and talk to a camera, aka you. What are we gonna do? Think about all the crises that are going on every minute of every day? We absolutely cannot. We can't do that. We don't have the mental capacity to do that. We would lose our minds, which maybe it's already happening. I'm sorry, but can we just look at the eye right now? Beautiful, beautiful matte colors. On top of that, I find appreciating and finding magic sort of in these smaller moments, like this color, for instance. If I can focus on the fact that this is a beautiful matte shadow, and I'm really enjoying using it. That's what my mornings are about. I don't have to put on makeup to hop onto a Zoom call, which my schedule is packed with Zoom calls. I don't have to do it. Now, a lot of people I work with don't even, maybe mascara, they're not big into makeup. I show up, girl, I show up with a face. Yes, I'm probably testing half of what's on my face. Maybe I just did a get ready with me video. But I stop in the morning and I take my time, I've said it before, putting on makeup, looking in the mirror, fine-tuning the colors, playing really with colors, essentially, and getting my skin happy or whatever. It's very therapeutic to me. I find it very therapeutic, and maybe that's just one extra bright spot that we can focus on or take for ourselves. And so I'm not going to talk about world events. I'm going to talk about makeup, and I feel like that's why I do it. Instead of feeling as if, why would I talk about makeup when all these other bigger things are going on? I switched the story to, I'm absolutely going to take a minute and do something that I enjoy and share that with my community, because I think we need a minute. It's okay to take a minute. It's okay to take a minute. I'm like talking to myself, not you. I'm not giving you advice. I'm literally giving myself advice. And then the more I get to talking, the more makeup I put on, swear to God. That's every time. Part of me really wants to blend out the liner, but I think I'm gonna leave it because I'm going for a bit more strong of a line for everything that I'm putting on here. So I like this. This is kind of nice. And y'all know that once I get into the blushes and bronzers, I use those for eyeshadows too. I can't wait to try the blue shadow though. That's gonna be a good one. Maybe I'll do Get Ready With Me for blue shadow. Now it's really basic. I have highlighter, bronzer, blush, lip. I know that sounded like a lot, but it's really not for me. I'm gonna tap into energy of the bronze. I really liked this bronzer. It looked like a cooler bronzer that was matte, which I rarely find. A lot of them have shimmer and stuff. So I'm using an F10 Sigma brush again. I really do enjoy Sigma brushes. I haven't tried tons, so I just like these. Very, very light hand. The pigment on the swatch bears no comparison to what it is doing on my face. Just put it out there. I'm barely pressing this onto the palette. Very little kickback. And I'm putting very little on my actual face. Wow. Knowing me, I could put on 50 more layers and be fine with it. But this is beautiful. Everything so far is actually wowing me, if you haven't noticed. Oh, good. Now, I have this blush. It's quite red. Don't know what I was thinking there. I guess I just wanted to try new colors. I'm gonna use my finger. I feel like I have more control when I use the finger. I like to really put it here because, like I mentioned, I have a lot of natural flush. I grazed the palette, and that happened. It's subtle. I don't want a heavy blush, personally. I don't. Oh my gosh, I'm definitely right-handed. This was so fast and easy. This, I'm like, did you ever do that? Come on, hand, work. Is this the first time in the history of my channel that I am speechless? I actually don't even want to put this on my shadow. I really actually like the shadow that I created. Normally I would just slap down my eyes too, but I'm not going to do that today. Now I'm going to use the same brush, which is probably a no-no, in the highlighter. We're going to get some glow. I'm really liking everything. Oh, this is truly a first impression. So I like to always remind you, wear tests could change this. I get a little carried away, and I don't want you to get too carried away with me. It's really nice too. Oh man. It's not glittery. There's no glitter. If anybody was curious, you know, there are those of you out there that are just like me and they're like, is there glitter in that eyeliner? No. No glitter. I don't know why people put this on the end of their nose. I don't want to look like overly done, but I'm just trying it for the video, and I don't think I like it, but I'll leave it. Whatever. Life. That's the face. And now we're gonna do lip color. So I will try the balm first. Which one is the balm? That's the thing. Once they go in here, you don't really know unless you keep the container. Ugh. I don't know. Come back in about an hour and I'll let you know what I figured out. Very similar. Yeah, okay, so I think, no, this more red looking one is the balm. Making a mental note. Lipstick. This is in M61. Again, all of the colors that I used for this palette and for the lips are going to be in the description, so no worries there. Let's try the balm first, see how that goes, and then we'll try the lipstick after it. Okay? Okay. Here we go. Well, there's some payoff. Wow, it's almost like melting onto my mouth, but in a good way. It's a very soft, granted it's warm, but it's a soft, formula that has quite a bit of shine to it. You really don't need to put that much on. I just was trying it for the first time, so I went a little ham. It's a beautiful balm, and it's a balm that not only has shine, which is rare. Usually balms don't have as much shine, but it also, it feels really good. It doesn't smell like anything. I'm not coughing. I don't have that thing in the back of your throat that you get sometimes, usually with lip gloss. You can feel it on. Again, I put a lot on, but it feels almost velvety moisturization wise. There's no graininess. This is just smooth. Ooh, it's lovely. Oh God, I don't have one thing I don't like. I don't know why I'm sad about that. I don't know why I'm sad about it. Let's take this off. I really don't want to take it off, but I'm gonna try the lipstick. I need to do the lip scrub. Just gonna pop the Ilia lip wrap on as a base. I put that on before I do any of my makeup. Now we're going in with the lipstick, which is M61. Are you ready? Are you ready? I have this thing where I move my head instead of moving the actual stick. I know I do it. I've edited enough of my videos to ask why I do that. Ooh, ooh. Oh God, I love it. This is exciting. So there's a couple of reasons why I'm liking everything. And I mean, there are numerous reasons, but one of the things that this lipstick just set off in my brain, the colors here are in between colors. They're unexpected. They're not sort of what you'd find out there, like your berries and your this and your that. I don't know another way to put it. I'm thinking of fashion. You know when you find a really great, I don't know, not a scarf or like a cashmere, a top. You're like, God, that's a beautiful peach. That's the peach I don't see every day. And usually they're really expensive products. In my experience, those are the ones that are more expensive. It's because they've dyed them a different color out of the norm, and so maybe it's not as readily available. I don't know the whole story. I don't know why I'm telling you that. All I'm saying is this reminds me of that. The taupe shade I don't see often. I don't see this level of payoff to see this show up as often. And this lip color is beautiful. A coral meets a raspberry with brick red undertones. What? I don't even know where I got that. It just came out of me. But I freaking love it. It's so different. I didn't know a lipstick could get me this excited, but it did. It really, really did. All right, I'm gonna go fix my hair and then come back and look all pulled together. So overall, my first impression, very, very, very positive for this palette. I cannot wait to try more looks with this. So far, so good. If you have tried this and you have favorites that you want to share, let me know in the comments below. What do you think about this? Are you as crazy about it as I am? Did you like this one as much as I did? Because this was impressive. I did not expect to like this as much as I do. But again, this is just my first impression. So the wear tests really are where I will see, well, where? I didn't even mean to do that. The wear test is when things really are put to the test. What? But it really all sits on the wear test. I'm gonna look more at ingredients, which at a glance looked fine. You know, I'm gonna run them through the scorecard like I normally do. So I will get back to you with that information. It might take me a minute. There was a lot in here. Thank you for watching this one. I hope you had fun with me. If you did, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel. New videos come out every week, and I like to try these new products as often as possible. I am gonna go put this all away and write up some scorecards. I will see you right back here real soon. Until then.